I'm a shy guy. Okay, like that.
A handsome Italian guy, a blonde girl.
They were actually dating after that. Yeah. So the magic happened. Yeah.
Is there anything cooking in SkeleToon's cauldron right now?
Yeah.
Hello everyone, NikaRocks here, and today I have Tomi Fooler from SkeleToon. Hello
Hi, everyone.
Tomi.
Hi. Are you doing good?
I hope everyone's doing great.
Yeah.
And the very first question, Tomi.
Yep.
Since I have just introduced yourself, I found in one Italian interview a debunked mystery about your name and your surname.
Okay.
And
I got 4 of them, so it's very long.
Yeah. Would you like to share this piece of information also in English so that we have it also in English?
For sure.
Thank you.
Okay. I got my mom is from Finland, and so I got a couple of names that including one of my 2 surnames is from Finland, and so my complete name, as long as my father is from Italy, is composed by 2 names and 2 surnames. So my complete real name is Tuomas Antonio Fulikainen Cannoletta. That is very long and much more difficult to understand to everybody, you know. So I decided to contract it as in Tomi Fooler. And as long as we go in this interview, I will explain why Tomi Fooler, and it's not just a contraction of Tuomas, and that's it.
Okay.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Trust me.
Okay, you know how to engage the audience. I like that already. And well, thank you for agreeing to come here, especially because, as I know, you guys have recently come back from Spain, where you performed at Cobalive in Abadino. I hope
in Abadino.
Correctly.
Sounds great. Correct pronunciation. Good. So you speak Spanish as well?
No, I don't. It's just my linguistic intuition, let's say. So what was it like?
It was fun. I mean, it's a very, I've never heard of this festival before, but it looks like it's a lot of years they are trying to make it happen. And this edition, it was counted on 2 days, and we played on the second one, and the headliner band was Dark Tranquility. So it was a fun occasion a very good chance to have fun with them, because it's a band that I really like. And it was fun. 1,000 people around, many crazy, you know, people from País Vasco. They don't like to be considered as Spanish, so I had a lot of fun and much troubles to try and say something in their own language, but it was cool. I had the chance to taste 2 different new drinks, like the classic calimocho. That is, pretty much, so cheers to calimocho and to you. That is basically red wine and Coke or something like that. And there's another one that is red wine and lemonade, but pitilingori, I think it's pronounced. It was tasty and fun, but it took me a lot to understand the right pronunciation of the word. That is actually translated in Spanish as red penis or something like that. So it was weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And now you guys are getting ready for Luppolo in Rock. Yay! Well, you'll be sharing on stage with Ailstorm. Are you excited?
Yeah, next July. We are, definitely, we are. The name of the festival is called Luppolo in Rock. It's a pretty popular festival in Italy, and we're going to play with them and Rain and Gamma Ray. I'm actually pretty excited for Gamma Ray. You know.
Yeah. Sorry, you said next July, so not this July.
It's this July 20th.
Oh, okay. Sorry, for a second I thought you were speaking about 2025.
No, 2024. 2024.
Yeah.
And so my bad. I'm sorry. And it's July 20th. It's another festival pretty popular here in Italy, and it's going to happen in 3 days. And again, we are playing on the second one, probably. Yeah, if I don't remember wrong. And it's going to be fully crowded. I mean, last editions were all of them were fully crowded, so we can't wait to play over there.
Yeah, I think if I have to think about Luppolo in Rock, maybe the
Yeah.
only year when it wasn't too crowded was the COVID year. I remember when there to see Epica. I should
Oh, yeah.
stop mentioning Epica in my video chats. This is the fourth time. Enough. Anyway.
Did you like it, I suppose?
Oh yeah, it's my
Your favorite band ever.
Yes, my favorite band of all time, absolutely. Anyway, I was saying that we were all seated, which wasn't too bad actually. Sometimes
Yeah,
it's okay
I remember that period.
Yeah.
I remember that it was mandatory for every concert to be people seated over.
Yeah.
So we actually released our Nemesis album in Legend Club Milan. It was fun because we had to play 2 sets in front of people that it was sitting, and it was like, okay, yeah, so it's strange.
But it was really strange because I imagine that the audience wasn't as engaged as they would maybe standing and rocking.
So everyone was wearing a mask, and actually for the first 3 or 4 songs, maybe they were standing there, and then there was some guys that just trying to cheer up, like. It wasn't allowed to stand up, but it was like waving up arms like saying, hey, yeah, so fuck COVID.
Yeah. I think it's very strange because, I will speak for myself. When I go to concerts, I like singing along, and especially if it's more in an intimate environment like the Legend Club, I want the band to see that I also know the lyrics, so I can sing them. And when you have a mask on,
it was
less interaction.
It was weird actually, and I don't miss that period at all, But luckily we went through, so it's over now. So I hope nothing similar is going to happen again,
Yeah. Speaking about concerts and festivals, which do you prefer, performing at open-air shows with many other bands or in venues with 1 or 2 more bands only?
It depends. It's just a matter of, my taste. I truly prefer to play open-air concerts. I don't think how many bands there are in there, but I love to do it. And there's a fun fact that I actually prefer playing my shows during daytime, maybe 7 p.m. I don't know, under the sun. You have the chance to wear your sunglasses on, and I like it. I like it more, and you have still time to enjoy the other bands. So that is actually what is going to happen in Luppolo Rock, because we are the opener, if I don't remember wrong. So I like it. I mean, I'd love to be in vacant open air as headliner, SkeleToon headliner, but it's pretty much impossible to happen. So we'll see. So I would say open air concerts and daytime show.
Do you think it might come down to the fact that you come from Liguria, right? You're from Sanremo area. Maybe it's something that you're used to. It's more of your natural habitat, let's say.
It depends. Maybe it's more because I'm getting older. I just prefer to stay outside for, during daylight. But yes, I don't know. I couldn't actually explain why. I just like it. If I have to say I prefer that, I would say daytime. If we have to play, as the last band of a very big festival, it's okay as well. But if I have to say, I would prefer to play daytime.
Yeah, right. Okay, when Claudia Dentramo was here, she told me about her experience of performing at Sanremo Rock, and she told me that it was something totally useless, and they went there just for experience and making acquaintances. What's your take on that?
Actually, I've never attended that kind of. It's more than a contest or something like that.
Yeah, it is.
And it's my own city, Sanremo, where I live. Is pretty popular in Italy due to this Italian music challenge that every year, of course, and but it's a pop music challenge. I mean, the most rock band we had in the last years was Maneskin. So you can understand what kind of music is pretty much acclaimed from the crowd in Sanremo. And Sanremo Rock, I consider it as a contest to have the opportunity to play in the main stage during this kind of Italian song contest that is called Festival di Sanremo. I wouldn't play there just because I know my music is not considered as allowed in that kind of contest. I like to see a lot of people coming over. I love to see youngsters trying to give their shot and try this kind of contest to get more popular and everything that works to get music more involving for people, for average people. So I like it, but I wouldn't sign SkeleToon or my own project for this kind of contest. It's just not my business.
Okay, not a cup of tea either.
Yeah, actually, and I have to live with it. I have to deal with this kind of situation because I live in this city, and trust me, Sanremo is a very small city, and it's fully crowded from people coming over from all over Italy, and everything is stuck. So we see a lot of people from around the world. We see a lot of weird people trying to get mass attention. It's strange, it's fun, but it's not my cup of tea, as you said.
Yeah, well, I remember living in Genoa because I used to live in Genoa.
Okay, cool.
And that's where I lost my Pesto virginity.
Okay.
No, seriously, it was the first time I tried Pesto then.
I mean, Pesto is good, but Pesto from Genoa,
it's the right place to try for the first time.
And I'd love to have my drummer here because he's from Genoa, and I'd love to have his point of view about it. But actually, it's pretty good.
Yeah. So I was gonna say that I remember people would tell me something like, "Oh, so now you can go to Sanremo." No.
Yeah, no. I mean, as long as you don't want to feel yourself stuck in a lot of strange people, just don't.
No, exactly, not at all. Okay, let's speak about your band itself, finally.
Which one?
You guys introduced yourself as a nerd metal band, correct?
Yeah.
Could you expand on that?
I'm sorry?
Could you expand on that? Could you tell me more about that?
I don't know how we actually we would which one who was the first man on this planet saying we are playing nerd metal, but I'm pretty sure that it wasn't me. I just said I like to play power metal, but as long as we are in our music, we write music only about comics and movies and flicks from the 80s and stuff. Nerd metal is something that it fits very good to our thematics, and from our first album we were labeled as that, but just before the release of first album somebody said, okay, it looks like you just forged this kind of nerd metal, and I said, oh, that's a cool way to say it. So I decided to give it a try, and it's working pretty well because everybody says now that we invented it. I mean, it's fun. We just play power metal about stuff like that, but nerd metal is good, so we like it and we love it.
Yeah, I see. Indeed, I've heard some Italian metalheads and metal musicians say that it's impossible to be a metalhead without being a geek. So if you
I agree.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what do you think about that? Any comments?
I completely agree with that, because if you consider the geek mood, I mean, being a geek, or being a nerd, or being a metalhead, all over the years means that you're part of something that is smaller, far from the average. And these two kind of situations just, they meld together. A lot of times, we saw it on a TV series, Stranger Things. You saw, I mean, everyone loved it, and it was pretty much exactly this. people that is outside from the average, loving nerd stuff, and as we said in the character of Eddie, metal music. So it's something that it works together very, very well. And I completely agree. I don't know who said it, but I agree with that.
Well, I'm just thinking about it. So if I'm not into video games, I'm not into geek stuff, and I'm here just for the music, am I not a metalhead then?
Okay. I don't think so. I mean, if you're for the music, it means that you like metal music. So that's it. But if you like metal music and you feel yourself different because you also love, nerd stuff, maybe you found a little shore that you can feel, you can fit in, like nerd metal. And actually, I just described myself, so maybe it's working for
Oh, well,
somebody
that's
else.
very interesting because I would definitely associate a geek stuff with power metal, also considering the lyrics. So you have to think about nerds. The first band that would come in my mind would probably be Dragon Force. For example, Dragon Force, maybe Hammerfall, Avantasia, all those kind of bands, probably. I think it really depends on the subgenre as well. So maybe that's the reason why. But thanks for your explanations. That's very insightful.
We also have to consider that lately, many of the bands, like the ones you just named, like Dragon Force, are or Beast in Black. Okay.
Yeah. Also,
they're going towards this kind of metal plus geek imaging. Okay, but they didn't start like that. I mean, if I remember Dragon Force from Through the Fire and Flames, they were just powerful. They were just power metal, extremely speed metal, and something like that. And now a lot of bands like Battle Beast, Beast in Black, as Dragon Force as well, they're going toward this kind of 80s lights and videos and features. So maybe we can say they are going towards a geek shore as well. Yeah, it could be through. I mean, I would be agree with that. But as long as SkeleToon is just concentrate music on lyrics and 80s and comic stuff, is maybe more like can I say peculiar?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the word.
Maybe it's that, even smaller but peculiar.
Considering the high speed of your songs, thanks for mentioning that. I presume it must be quite challenging for non-native speakers to learn the lyrics. So do you ever expect your fans to sing along at your concerts, or even just to go to the internet and check the lyrics?
Both. I mean, there are songs that they are very, very challenging, like Arcana Opera from Nemesis. It's very like I don't know. I would say is tongue twister, like that. And so you have to go and check the lyrics before if you want to sing along. And but it's not for all of the songs that we wrote. So I would say 50% yes and 50% no. But fun fact, my other new project that is going to be announced, I hope in a month, that is called The Seventh Guild, will be very more challenging than in comparison with SkeleToon, if we talk about this kind of situation. So you'll see.
Yeah, you mentioned tongue twisters, and it reminded me of some fun activities that I do at school. I sometimes do tongue twister competitions.
Okay.
If I want my students to practice some peculiar
really? You did it?
Sounds.
You did
Not
it?
with the songs, but with action tongue twisters. For example, I want my students to practice th or R, because as you know, Italian speakers have a problem with the R. They make it running r, so to avoid that. And so what you do, you have different rounds. You start slowly, everybody standing, and then you increase the speed and whoever
Oh my
makes
gosh.
it down.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
You should do this
No.
with your fans at concerts. So take the famous line from the lyrics and do the tongue twister competition
And try to get
instead of the warming up.
Okay, cool. But the fun will be if we go like faster and faster.
Yeah,
Like,
yes, that's
I have to get my drummer convinced about it. He has to
yes. Wow. Yeah, just an idea.
Yeah,
Just a thought.
trust me, we will try and make it happen in Luppolo Rock now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make sure I'll go to that concert.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
will say that it's Anika's idea. This is Anika's idea, so blame on her.
Well, then I'll have to be very well prepared too, as long as it's
Okay,
my
cool.
idea. Right. Well, thanks for giving credits to me. Okay. I'll be honest with you, Tomi. Despite the fact that you are, let's say, rather famous for high-speed songs, my favorite ones are actually the slow ones.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe because I really love the piano, as you can tell. Maybe because I love Milan, which appears in your Enchant
Okay.
video.
Okay.
And yeah, and I also used to live near Headbangers Club
Okay.
in Milan already.
So did you like Enchant song?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yes. Yeah,
I
it's
love that
really-
song too. I mean, thank you for saying that because I love it. But I think it's my favorite ballads I wrote so far. And yeah, it was fun. Did you see the video?
Yeah, absolutely. I love the video. Yes. Yeah.
Trust me, it was freaking difficult to try and get Duomo Square almost empty to record. We had to spend like 3 hours in nighttime over there, middle week, to try and see nobody's around. So, but it's was a fun one, and definitely my favorite battle from SkeleToon. Yeah. So
Yeah,
thank you.
absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah, let's speak about it a little bit more. Who came up with the scenario for that video? Was that you as well?
You said again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, who came up with the scenario? Who wrote the script for the video?
Oh, okay. I did it. I mean, we were.
That was your
trying-
idea.
Yeah. I was trying to. I mean, the challenge of this song was to try and melt a ballad, new song, with the song we are actually we decided to hide in it from the Back to the Future movie.
Mhm.
That is oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of the song. Now Enchant Me is the one that I got on my tongue. Earth Angel, okay. Earth Angel song from the movie. We tributed this song with our own, and I tried to describe something romantic. I tried to describe something from deep in within, you know. And I said, okay, let's talk about the classical love situation that happens like, you know, boom, like this, that change your life, and you can try and make it happen. And I for the very first time in my life, I had to choose also the actors, the two guys, the boy and the girl, and you know what? They didn't know each other before, so they met on the screen. They met on to record a video, and I knew something like 2 months later they were actually dating after that. Yeah, so the magic happened. Yeah, and they were dating, and they had a relation for more than 1 year or something like that, and they're still friends. I don't know if they are still in their relationship, but they are in kind of, you know, situation. So it was fun because, okay, my music, my idea made the magic happen. So I was so excited about that.
You acted as Cupid. Wow.
I'm sorry, my connection. I lost the connection. For a second.
Sorry. I said that you were more like a Cupid.
Yeah, I was. I mean, for it wasn't on purpose, but it happened.
Yeah, well, I mean, a handsome Italian guy, a blonde girl.
Yeah, yeah. And the fun
Good
fact,
choice.
we had to choose. I mean, I decided for the man and the girl and the woman, and they were. I had to choose between among 3 different men and 4 different women, and I decided for these 2 guys that they actually met on the on set, and
Yeah.
they decided to have
Wow.
a relationship. So it was so wow, this is magic. So I loved it.
Yeah, I think the word that you used to describe the situation, classical, is just the right one, because that's what it is. They didn't meet on Tinder or anywhere.
No.
Yeah. By accident. Yeah, so
it was a very classical way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's I think it's something that makes this video romantic.
Yeah, and now that I know, if I watch again the video, I saw some sparkle between them. You know, when they touched their hands, it wasn't supposed. They were glancing one to the other, and it wasn't supposed on the screenplay. So actually it happened, but we loved it, and we said, "Yeah, great actors." And then they were just acting normal. So it was fun. Yeah.
Wow, what a story.
Yeah, it is.
My heart with you aside, keeping me alive. The moment we stay together, I can't believe my eyes, and find myself believing you're the meaning of my life. Made his magic on his dance, leave the world away. Nothing no can harm us, we'll never be afraid.
I really don't want to ruin the story with a rather bureaucratic question, because I'm really curious how difficult it was to get the permission from the municipality of Milan.
Yeah, we asked the CDO 1 month before. Our manager sent an email, set an appointment, and we had to pay a fee for the city hall to have the chance to record and publish this kind of video. And they said it was pretty high fee, and they said it's mandatory, because if somebody comes over and asks for details, you have to show the permission. If don't, you will be fined something like 5,000 euro fine. But we paid our fee, so it was good, and nobody asked for nothing. You know.
So I assume it was less than 5,000.
Yeah, it
The
was.
fine was 5,000.
I don't remember the exactly amount of fee, but it was more than 200 euros, but less than 5.
Well, okay. Well, makes sense then.
Yeah,
by your manager, you mean the band's manager?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
right.
band's manager. Yeah.
Not Planet Records.
No. It was our band manager. Yeah, he arranged it, and because for every connection, the band has to to create with other people outside the band. This is our man to do it.
Do you think it's something that is applicable just to Milan or any city?
I think it's a national law. So
Okay.
if you do it, I mean, you can do it without asking nobody, you know. But you can a fine can happen. So you can be fined to that. So it's law. Okay.
So if I want to make a video on, let's say, a high-speed power metal song, it's better to go somewhere to the Alps. And
I don't know about. I'm not sure if you do it in nature, as long as that is not something that is a controlled area, like I don't know, some natural park or something. If you go outside, I don't think there is nothing about. But if you go downtown in a very popular area, like we were looking for Milan, that situation, that church. Yeah, it's going to be tricky if you don't do it. And I know this stuff because I'm still trying to do the same for another new video we're going to release probably later this year. But it's halfway ballad and speed song, so it's a different mid tempo. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for telling me.
Yeah, no problem.
Enchant me, shining like a star. There is no other reason to feel for a reason in life and for life. Enchant me, dream with me on this lonely night.
All right, let's talk about something different now. You started as a Halloween cover band, correct?
Yeah.
And then at some point you started writing your own music.
Yeah.
Now, when was the turning point?
I don't know. I mean, I always played in tribute bands. I used to play in a Iron Maiden tribute band, and then a Halloween tribute band that was SkeleToon before our first album. And at the time, we used to be called Jack-O-Lantern, so it was different name and stuff. And there is a moment, I think, when you decide it's the right time and right situation to tell everybody what is your idea, what you got in your mind about music. And for me, it was something like, I want to tell everybody I can play fast song. I love to play this kind of song, but I don't want only to tribute them, because it's very good music, but it is not your own music. So I decided to switch. And my drummer was excited about, because it was the only member that is still in the lineup that it was there for the very first time. And I was pretty, I don't know, I'm a shy guy, okay, average shy guy. And when I decided to do this, I was scared my other band members would have said, no, just keep going with tribute bands and stuff, because it's easier to play live. And I wasn't expecting the reaction, because everyone, including the drummer, was like, okay, let's do it. And I said, so do you guys agree? Yes. So why didn't you tell before? And they were saying something like, okay, it's your project and you are the leader. I don't like the word, but I write my own music, and I came up with 5 or 6 new songs. And they said, okay, let's go and let's make it happen. So I think that was the turning point.
Wow. I see. Do you think that your experience with the cover bands helped you later on with the SkeleToon in a way that by the time you have already probably made some contacts, you already knew what to do?
For sure. Definitely. Yeah. Even our band manager, we met him the first time when we were playing as tribute. And many of the venues we played the first 3 years, they came up from contacts I had when I was playing tribute bands. It's fun and it's sad at the meantime, because in Italy, if you want to play metal or rock music, it's way easier if you play cover songs, if you tribute somebody. But actually the positive thing, it was that situation that allowed us to have this kind of context with people that is around metal underground. So yes, if I had to step back, I would say exactly the same.
Well, and you seem to be working really hard. 3 albums within 3 years. Wow.
Yeah, actually it was 5 albums in 5 years. Yeah, because the first one was 2016, and then 2018, 19, 20, and 21. So yeah,
you're right. Sorry, I meant 3 albums within 3 years, like 3 years in a row. So it was one album per year, basically. Yeah. But in total 5 years.
Yes. Yeah. And I would have gone in that way. In 2022, I was ready to release another one. But we spoke with the band manager, we spoke with the label, and we said, okay, just calm down. I mean, we need to collect more time for one album to get its own process, you know? So I stopped for a while, and then I said, okay, what if I write new music with different bands? And I started another project, and that is ready since 2022, but is going to be released later this year because it's a huge amount of work. I mean, 7 musicians, 3 singers in every song, and it was like huge. So we decided to slow it down and take our time. And obviously, SkeleToon will release the new album 1 year after the release of this new project. So that's why we took a small amount of time for the first albums, and then we're taking more for the next one.
And you seem to be doing that with a lot of care. Speaking about the amount of work that you do, guys, I've heard in some of the previous interviews that you had a lot of special guests in your albums.
Yep.
For example, please forgive me, I don't remember the name of the guitar player from Whitesnake.
Okay, Michele Luppi.
Michele Luppi, okay.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there have been so many members in Whitesnake, and I got confused. Okay, so it was Michele Luppi, okay. So he's just one of them. My question is, how does this happen? How do you arrange that? Do you just send a message to them saying, hey dude, what about the collab song together?
Yeah, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I decided for collaborations when it was since the very first album. And yeah, pretty much it happened like that. I sent an email and said, okay, it's me. Hello. I would like to have you on as guest in our music. And they want to listen to the music before to accept or not. And we need to get an agreement some way or some other. And yeah, but basically every musicians I contacted, it was fun, humble, and said, okay, man, let's do it. And it was like, wow, it's so easy. And actually it happened like that. And our album that is called They Never Say Die, the tribute to the Goonies flick, probably is the one that got more guests, singers, and musicians ever, because we got something like 11 between the European version and the Japanese version. So we also had an Avantasia 7 Angel cover song with 7 different singers. And I mean, there's somebody that appeared more times, somebody less, but all friends, was fun. And so I would do the same again. I would do it every record. I would do every time. But you know, it's time to sing my own song by myself sometimes, you know.
Do your job by yourself.
Yeah, I need to do something. I just can't write my own music in my studio and say, okay, you sing it and you sing it and you sing it. I mean, it's easier, so it's time to try and do my
Sure.
best, you know.
Are there any other musicians you'd like to collaborate with in the future?
Yes, one. I mean, my own idol, Tobias Summit. I would love to collaborate with him, but I know it's pretty much impossible. I mean, but if he sees this kind of interview and send me an email and say, okay, let's do it, maybe miracles happens. I don't know, but I don't think so. Or maybe Bruce Dickinson. I love that man. I mean, his voice is great. There are so many singers that I love their voices. So there is one that I miss, and I can't collaborate with them anymore. And I would give my right arm to collaborate with Andre Matos, one of my top favorite artists ever. So, but it's not possible anymore. So, I mean, there are a lot of them, a bunch of them. But I have to be honest. I had the possibility, and I am lucky enough to say that I had collaborations with a lot of friends and musicians that I truly admire. So
Yeah, and I bet that if you ever happen to play together,
yeah,
you can also play together in the stage. I mean, not
yeah,
just in one set, like it happened with Alessandro Conti, for example.
yeah,
From
yeah.
Creed.
One of my favorites. I mean, and actually, it happens like that because before sometimes it happened that I toured with the band. I met the singer and I said after the tour, "Hey, would you collaborate with us for our next release?" And it happened like that with Mark Basile from DGM, Alessandro Conti, and stuff. But yes, maybe stages shared on my own music where they guested in. It's something magical.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks a lot for sharing the stories, because I really hope that maybe younger musicians or somebody who wants to start collaborations but never knew how to do that, maybe after this video they will just go to Instagram and chat.
Hopefully, yes. Hopefully,
Yeah.
yeah.
No matter how far we go, we're still the know. United we will go around the goal. And if you feel your fear grow, we'll never leave you alone. United we will go around the goal. 'Cause we're the top of shot from high.
Another question, speaking about stories, I often ask here about funny moments that musicians had, maybe backstage. Is there anything that you could
There's too
share?
many. They are too many. I couldn't recall just
Maybe
one
from
because
open air festivals or tours. Maybe you've toured with someone famous.
okay, let's make the deal. I will tell you the one that pops up in my mind for first, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I mean, because they are too many. As long as you have the chance to spend a lot of time touring with friends, it's every day is a fun situation. So, actually, there's one I'm recalling now. Our first Ukrainian and Belarus gigs we had with SkeleToon. It was 2016. Okay, and we played Minsk and Kiev supporting Korpiklaani, okay? And I was a huge fan of them because I love folk metal. And but we were the youngsters. We were the small band nobody knows, and they were Korpiklaani, so huge band. And while they were playing the second of two gigs in Ukraine, they were playing on stage, and we had our set songs before, and we were left outside in backstage with no restrooms, no changing rooms, no catering, nothing. Like us there waiting to get home, and we were starving. It was like something 48 hours we didn't eat anything. So we actually decided to sneak inside Korpiklaani backstage and get all the food we could. And one of them after the show was like that. We were trying to eat something, and one of the guys were so humble and so fun and said, "Okay, you guys are starving, yes, so get in." And they invited us to add all the catering with them, and we had pictures. I got one of my favorite picture with Yone. It was occurring in that area, and we were so drunk, so happy. So it's one of my favorite memories ever, and probably the best memory that I can recall now.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I'm happy that it was the first story that came to your
Yeah,
mind.
but because it's so many, we are lucky enough to say that every musician or bands we played with, even if bigger, like I don't know, Masterplan or I don't know. I mean, it happens so many. So they were all very kind with us, very kind with us. It happened with Sonata Artica, with Stratovarius. It happened with with all of them. They were like big brothers with us, saying advice, giving us pieces of advice, and sharing situations, and it was great. So I had the possibility to say every musician I met was great. So
Well,
I feel lucky for that.
yes, again, just to give you some credits, you must be really kind too.
We it couldn't be different because we are happy to do what we love to do. So why don't we have to be kind with everybody? I mean, we're just grateful, you know. There is a lot
Yeah,
of
that's
shit in the
one.
world.
Yeah. Mhm.
There is a lot of shit in the world that we are lucky enough not to face it. We just play music with friends and we have fun. So what's better?
Yeah, true. Okay, you already mentioned some future projects. So yeah, let's just maybe sum up. Is there anything cooking in SkeleToon's cauldron right
Yeah,
now?
yeah. I mean, SkeleToon is going to be release another album after the other project that I'm working for, that is called The Seventh Guild, and this album is going to be called Vortex. It's going to be the sequel from Nemesis and part of a story that includes 3 albums: Nemesis, Vortex, and the third one that is going to be called Invincible. And is the plot is about some kind of sci-fi story I wrote, and I got a comic book about it, and is going to be released probably 2025, maybe 2026. It depends on the Seventh Guild project. We still don't know it. We have an agreement. We have most of the songs done. We just have to hit the studio and record them. But it's going to be 10 songs plus 1 cover. So future for SkeleToon is set. We just need to see when, because we need to face some schedules we have before. I have before.
I see. Well, sounds like you're gonna be really busy.
It is. It's fun. I mean, it is busy, but as long as you have fun doing it, it's easier.
Yeah. Do you think it's time to reveal why Fuller?
Fuller?
Yeah.
Actually, it's Tomi Fooler. It's not because Tuomas Fulikainen and contracted this Tomi Fooler. But if you switch the position of the I in Tomi and you place it at the very end, you got tomfoolery. Yeah, okay? You like that? So tomfoolery is a word that I love, you know, craziness, whatever. And Tom Fuller was also a guy that invented a song in an album called Tomfoolery, that is the Element song, a very nerd song about the elements of the earth. And a lot of these things came up to me and said, okay, if I remove the Y from tomfoolery and it comes Tomi Fooler, that Tommy is contraction for Thomas, I've got a name, a stage name. So that's it. That's why. And
so, okay, it has nothing to do with the fact that your lyrics include self-mocking humor. It's not because of that.
Maybe yes, but later. I mean, it wasn't in my mind as first. And I just love the word tomfoolery. And I said, it's the name of this album, it's the name of the guy. And I said, okay, Tomi Fooler works well. So that's why the idea came up from. And then when I told my mom, I said, okay, Tomi is just a Finnish contraction for Thomas. And I said, yeah, okay, sounds great. So cool.
Well, I imagine that here in Italy, people call you Tomi as well.
Yeah, it depends. In somebody calls me with Italian name because it's very easier.
Yeah.
And but everybody in music calls me Tomi. Somebody knows this stuff and calls me Thomas, but it's difficult that I turn my face if somebody say Thomas and I said what? But
yeah, I see. And when you were touring with Korpiklaani, did you speak English with them? Or
yeah. I don't speak any Finnish word. I mean, I was just born over there, and I was very, very, very small. A child. I was one and a half or something. When I came over, and I don't. I try. I got my relatives, you know, relatives over there, and but they are all like that. They don't smile. They never smile. And so I just sent some text in English.
Okay, I think I have one last question for you,
Yeah.
Tommy. You have so many tattoos. I don't think we have time for all of them, but maybe you would like to tell me about one of them, one or two.
Okay, I got my right arm here. That is a lot of stuff. So it's huge. It's difficult to see it in camera. So I got a ship here and a wolf here, and then I got a howl here. I don't know if you can see, but so it's going to be long for this one. I've got a lot of them. I got one in my left leg. That is the one that I would talk about it because it's an Halloween style tattoo. I can show it for you because I risk to fall over, but I will send a picture of it.
Okay, thanks. I'll put it in the middle.
But you can find it on internet on my Instagram because the artist behind of this was Ale Conti and Alessandro Conti from Trick or Treat.
Okay, Trick or Treat, really?
Yeah, the singer from Twilight Force is a tattoo artist. So one day I said, okay, Ale, I don't have any tattoo from you, so let's get an appointment. And I came to him and I said, I don't know what I want. So just do something that is, it's about music and about our friendship and about Halloween. And he came up with maybe I got a picture of it. Maybe, huh? I don't know if I can show it in some way. I can take a picture. I don't want to get undressed, but let me see if I can show you in this way. Okay. Oh no, I don't think you can see it. It's just a pumpkin singing or something like that. You see it?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see it very well.
Okay. And so he came up with this idea, and I said, cool, let's do it. And I wanted something from him because a very close friend, is a great artist, is an amazing singer, one of my favorite boys ever. And it's something that we can share together because he used to play in a tribute band from Halloween. And, I'd like to talk about this one now.
Okay, well, yeah. Cool. I've never heard anything like that. I mean, I personally, I don't have any tattoos. I'm not sure I'll be getting any soon, but...
Get one from Ale.
Maybe a temporary one. Let's start with a temporary one.
Okay.
But I really like seeing tattoos on other people's bodies, and I really like hearing stories behind those tattoos. So...
Yeah. Every tattoo, according to me, has got his own story. And mine, I mean, every tattoo of mine has got an own story. I love Alter Bridge music, the Alter Bridge bands. And I got on my left wrist here, oh my gosh, the logo of, maybe it's switched so you don't see it very well.
Oh, okay.
It's A and B.
Yes.
It's Alter Bridge logo. And my wife's name is Barbara, so one of my name is Antonio, so AB means something more. So, every tattoo has got his own story.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why you decide to paint yourself in this way.
Yeah, I can see it also on your wall, on the background.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the logo up there. I got this huge wall. I got it's signed from the band, and it's in front of I actually stay here when I write my own music, my piano and stuff. I got my laptop over there, and I use it as inspiration because I love my Scandinavian voice. I love Mark Tremonti way to play. So it's, Alter Bridge. I love them.
Right. Well, you seem to be interested in so many things, and I think that's also a part of being a metalhead and speaking about nerdy stuff, especially. Yes, you really need to be hooked on something all the time.
Yeah, it's what everyone calls a passion. Yeah, it works by itself.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I think that on this positive note, we are going to finish our video chat. So, Tommy, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Nika. It was a pleasure. Trust me, I had so much fun. I hope everyone got as well.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks again.